evening, everybody. Welcome back to the Adventure Archive. Tonight is Mörk night, as always. Well, until we start playing other games. But I should probably introduce you guys. I never talk about these. Oh wait, you guys are on. There's no music. That's the problem. I see myself going. But anyway, we got Jess here as Katla. And who's Katla? Let's remind people who Katla is.
And I have to remember who Katla is.
Oh man.
No, I'm just kidding. She is a wretched royal. She's very lazy and most of the time has her manservant Pultroon do shit for her. Yeah, those are the main points.
All right, and what about Drackle, Ryan? Who's Drackle?
Drackle is a fanged deserter. He is he's got a lot of teeth and he's not afraid to use them. He is clumsy and illiterate, and apparently just likes to start shit.
He does, like
yeah.
the entire like a fight with the entire town, basically. Oh, and I decided, you remember how we had that discussion about second attack? I'll just go ahead and let you have it. The way it works is whatever your second attack is, the half of whatever the damage is how much higher the DR is going to be. So if the D6, it's going to be like +3 difficulty rating, so it's more difficult. All right, and Ducky as Who is Something like that.
So is a man of many voices. He's a sacrilegious songbird, so he sold his soul to be able to play his drum well. And I think I've only successfully hit it once.
Yeah, you did. That actually got you guys out of a bind. Yeah, and for those of you out there, the sacrilegious songbird is basically the bard of Mörk. And then obviously the Fang Deserter is the warrior. The Wretched Royalty is kind of a unique thing to Mörk. I don't know that they really fit into traditional character classes. But last but not least, we got Skull as Hostan. So let us know who's Hostan.
Hostan, he's a formerly tortured soul. He was tortured in the bowels of a cathedral in Galgenbeck. He's making his way down into these swamps to hopefully lose the scent of the Inquisition, you know.
Mm-hmm.
They can't follow him down here, but there are some other things down here that are probably going to kill him anyway.
Maybe not. We'll see. All right, guys. Well, before we begin, let's talk about some pretty cool people out there that have helped us out. First and foremost, we got McGlintlock, who created this Foundry system, the Mörk system. So really appreciate that. Go check them out at glumdark.com. It's a Patreon. It's only $1, and you get a massive amount of access to sweet roll tables, and they're expanding all the time. It's honestly, a lot of them are free, but you unlock more if you pay like $1. Totally worth it. I use it pretty often when I'm trying to add a little bit of color to the adventure. And then secondly, we got Heimat der Katastrophe, who so generously allows us to use their entire discography for any game as long as we credit them. So thanks so much to those guys. And I just discovered today, if you're not on our Discord, that they opened up a subscription service on their Bandcamp page. So you can pay them, I think it's €10, but you have access to their massive collection. And they're more like a record label. So they're a collective of artists, so it's not just one release. There's tons and tons and tons. Or you can buy their entire discography for like $80. So huge thanks to those guys. And I think that is it for our sponsors who aren't really sponsors, but we much appreciate their help.
Friends of the show.
Friends of the show. That's a good way of putting it. So
I think a Wretched Royalty, would that be like the Ranger with Pultroon as the animal companion?
I mean, Wretched Royalty's like, yeah, it's like a failed noble basically. It's like a shitty noble. It's a fallen noble. So But yeah,
You're
I mean,
just a
I mean, there's-
shitty noble.
yeah, she's a
Catelyn.
shitty noble.
I mean,
Shitty noble.
You know, it'd be really fun to sort of like create a backstory for a character like that, because I feel like it's such a unique. I mean, just
It is.
imagine all the implications, right? If you were royalty at one time, you probably have, you know, a lot of bad connections with people potentially if you're kind of fallen. So it's kind of cool.
Mhm.
All right. Well, do we have anything else we need to announce? Anything coming up? I know, other than the weekly scroll on Saturday. No. Okay. And we're almost at 500 followers, so tell your friends if you're not following us already. And don't forget about our YouTube VODs as well if you missed the show. So let us begin with... oh, and if you didn't know, we're playing Putrescence Regnant, which is an official release from the Mörk Borg guys. It is accompanied by a soundtrack, which you're listening to right now, by the Dead Robots. So we are 4 episodes in, and... in case this is the first time you were joining us, these 4 adventurers were given a simple task, potentially simple task, and that is to find a missing king, a king they've never heard of, a king whose name that they were told to not utter to anyone, else they themselves might be hunted down. So it's a hush-hush operation. But they were offered riches beyond their wildest dreams, and so, thinking they had nothing to lose, they headed south into the swamplands of Targ. But last time, specifically, we were in Trarish, which is the settlement to the north of the swamp, and they're kind of, you know, equipping, they're exploring around, and they found a wishing well that was being guarded, and Drackle decided he wanted some wishes. And started a little bit of a ruckus, which alerted the town guard. They got away to the beat of Erm's drum, I believe, where he kind of made them all fall prone after finally getting a successful hit on that drum. And then they fled sort of out of the city or the outskirts of the town, where they were kind of hunkered down on the bank, waiting for things to kind of cool off. And they made their way around the perimeter of this town, and they decided to they waited for nightfall, decided to try to steal a boat on the dock, and indeed they did steal a boat, and they made their way into the swamp. And then the first thing they encountered was this massive barge with a basilica on it. They thought they were going to be captured, murdered, or, you know, who knows what. After a little bit of questioning, though, they were left on their way, and they've been heading farther south, spending, I believe you guys spent 2 nights in the swamp so far, but where we left off is as they are yet again finding the bank of another small isle, they saw this massive tower just stretching, rising up out of the mists. But it almost looks like it's made of mist itself. It has a very spectral quality. And so as you guys are bringing your boat up onto land, standing before this this mysterious tower, what would you like to do?
So yeah, we got an actual look at the tower last time, right? Did you?
Yeah,
describe
so it is in the distance. You guys are you guys can't see it. Again, you're sort of
Right.
on this other island, and you can see just the hint of some kind of you know, another boardwalk or something that is spanning these neighboring isles. And but yeah, down here you just see this wavering, semi-transparent, like I said, very ethereal structure that's just rising above it, almost as if the mist is kind of curling up and forming this structure, but you can kind of see through it. That's what's strange. Behind it, you can see at the lower levels anywhere, just the twisted black tree branches of the swamp kind of, you know, in the distance. So you don't know if it's your imagination, if it's an illusion, or something else, but that's what you see.
And on the map, it's this, right?
Correct.
It's in there. Yeah. Is that supposed to be visible to us?
It's sort of the reason why I kept Fog of War on there is to sort of represent the mists. I don't want you guys to see the entire map, you know, across the board.
No.
So yeah, but yeah, you can just see a hint of it. You guys are free to explore further if you want. And remember, all of this stuff is representational. So if you guys want to just approach the tower, whatever, you can just tell me. You don't need to be super strategic about it unless you want to.
Yeah, let's explore this island, probably.
So the one where you guys,
Did we already
docked.
do that? Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, you guys tie your boat up. Presumably, you start, you know, trucking around, and again, it's pretty absent of any kind of life other than swamp life that you can see. There's just, as I said, some gnarled trees rising up. There's some swamp life like frogs and insects buzzing around, and you're just kind of, you know, walking through tall grass and reeds and so on. So, but again, as you get closer, you can see more of this tower start to reveal itself. Start to see more of the lower area of it, and it appears to be as ghostly as the top.
It doesn't, like, the closer we get, it doesn't become more corporeal.
No, exactly. You can, the closer you get, it appears to have the same quality, so you can see through it.
How far are we from it at this point?
I'd say right now you're probably standing at the foot. Well, you tell me. Like, do you want to go all the way to the bank of this island, or do you want to kind of stay back in the trees, or what do you want to do?
Yeah, I'll go to the bank.
So you go up to the bank,
Like,
and you face this. There's this rickety boardwalk that is stretching. It's spanning the small distance or the short distance across to the next island. There's no guards. There's nobody posted there. Nobody around that you see. It's very empty and very quiet.
so like 50 yards, 100 yards.
Let's say 50 yards.
Okay, so I'm gonna pick up a stone
Okay, you pick up a stone.
with old Sigurd's sling here.
Oh, old Sigurd.
Hey,
Tell us
yeah.
more about old Sigurd sling.
Yeah. Sigurd was the strongest man whose throat you ever gnawed. Woven from his long gray hair, this sling has never failed you. 2d4 damage, requires fist-sized rocks, which perhaps regrettably are everywhere.
Yeah.
I don't care about the damage. I just care about 50 yards with the sling. It doesn't feel like that far.
No.
And I just want
You don't need a roll for that.
to.
So you're just trying to
ghostly tower.
Okay, so you hurl this rock with the sling, and it goes through the air, disturbing the mist, and then it passes through the tower, and it doesn't seem to be as disturbed as the mist was. It just kind of, the rock passes straight through it. There's no resistance whatsoever. No sound. You wait. No reaction.
Do I hear it like clunk on the other side or anything?
Sure. I mean, it's probably pretty far. I mean, 50 yards is a hell of a distance to hear a stone, but yeah.
Right. Well, what's the plan?
I don't know. This tower. What is it even? Who put it here? Who put this illusion here? If it's even real. Doesn't seem to be. I'm gonna cross the bridge.
Okay. You cross the bridge. The land is quite similar. Where's my GM token at? Let me move it. Don't I even have one in here? Bah. There we go. Gotta show the viewers. Okay, so yeah, you cross this bridge. It creaks as you cross it, but it is sturdy. You make it to the other side, and you see the base from here. So it's almost as if the fog is less dense the closer you get. And you see the base of this tower, and it is a clearing. There's no trees that grow there. It's just pretty short grass, not manicured grass, but not as long as the grass that you see kind of just growing around the rest of this island. And from where you're standing, how close would you say you got? Would you say? So if he was 50 yards back there, how far do you think you went?
I'd say I'm within between 20 to 30 from it.
Okay, so not that much closer. So you catch a hint of something in the center of that grassy area. It's kind of hard to see what it is, but it doesn't look like a stump. Doesn't look like a body that you can tell, but it's some kind of shape, some kind of difference in value somewhere out there in that area. But from here, kind of tough to see.
Okay. That's like separate from the tower, right?
Yeah, so the closer you get, this, like I said, the spectral tower, you can see the base of it now because it goes all the way down to the aisle. It's still there, just kind of there, kind of not there. But this thing feels like it exists at the central part of it, at the base of it on the ground.
Okay.
And like I said, you can just see kind of a shift in color. It could be like a flat stone line there. It could be something, but it's a significant size. It's not like a stone, like a small stone or anything like that.
So I look at the others and I point at that thing. Should we disturb this? Maybe it'll make the tower disappear. Or is it a trap, do you think?
What if we tried throwing a rock at it?
Yeah, Drackle's good at hurling rocks.
Yeah.
Oh, I can throw another fucking rock, no problem. And I'll pick up another rock and use my sling made of hair, and I'll like.
All right, you remember the day when you killed this man, and it was a good day. And it brings a nice accuracy to your throw. And you hurl this stone. I'm not going to require a roll. And it hits. It hits the thing you're aiming for. And it sounds like stone on stone. But you do see it impact something and kind of bounce off and fall into the grass beside it.
That's even more peculiar.
And how far away is this thing from
us? You guys are about
the tower?
25 yards or so, but it's low and flat on the ground. Like I said, it feels as if it's probably at the central. If this tower were real, it would be at the center of its base on the ground.
And are there any like visible, partially invisible doors?
No, actually. You don't see any doors. I guess if you look up and you kind of stare at this tower for some time, you see one story that has windows only. And it's it's about 3 stories up. And there's just like a patchwork of these windows going around, but everywhere else on the tower there are no windows, there's no front door. And you kind of like you kind of lose it for a minute. You hold on to it momentarily.
Well, there's probably no point in pitching rocks anymore. So I walk up to it and I walk the rest of the 25 yards and I stick my hand into it.
Okay. You walk up to it. Now you're close enough to where you can see what the thing was that you spotted and Drackle threw the rock at. But you put your hand in and doesn't really feel like much anything at all. Like if you close your eyes, you wouldn't even know you have your hand in anything. But you do see what this is, and what this is you catch the hint of a couple of steps. It's surrounded by stone, just only barely. It has a boundary of stone. It's not as if there's a massive platform underneath it.
Right.
And these steps appear to be going down.
I point that out to the rest of them. Say, there appears to be an entrance into the ground.
Well, Poltroon, get the torch.
This poor guy. So I'm gonna say,
Yes, Poltroon.
I'm gonna say, Poltroon is quite. He's quite, disturbed by this. He is not the most brave soul. So if you wish for him to go forward, I'm gonna need you to roll a presence check to persuade him to do so.
Okay.
But I will make it only a DR10 because again you are his master or mistress. Sorry, my lady.
Come on, Poltroon.
Okay,
Hey,
Poltroon.
yeah.
He reluctantly takes the torch. Your guys is only wait no, you guys got like one more torch, right? You have two
Yeah,
torches.
we got two now. We got two.
Oh man, I love that. Okay, so he takes it. You guys light it. Takes a minute because of, again, the moist air. But he approaches this stairwell, and he's constantly looking over his shoulder as he nears, and he gets closer, and finally, he takes a couple steps down, and he turns around and he looks at Katla. Milady, it goes down into darkness.
Yes, you have a torch. We'll be right behind you.
He kind of stutters, and you can see him like visibly trembling, and he disappears into the darkness.
I will kind of be behind him, not like.
So you're
right
actually
behind him.
so you're following.
I'll be
Yeah.
behind him. I'll be between them.
So
I'll
you guys are
have
all
his back.
following him. Okay.
Yeah.
Alrighty then. Let us change maps. Hopefully this works. I'm using the teleporter, the token teleporter. So I think Janelle used it last time on her game. Let's see if it works. So let me move you guys to this map really quick. So Poltroon is first, so I will put him first. And then Katla's next, right? And
I could be behind him.
You want to be behind him?
Yeah. Sure. Unless
Okay.
you do want to be behind him, Jess.
I'll be behind you.
I'm just doing
Okay.
marching order right now. And then would it be Drackle and then in the back or what do you guys want to do?
I'll probably let go before Drac. I'll bring up the back.
Okay. All right, here we go. Okay, so you guys descend down this stairwell. Oh shit, what did I do? Whoops. Whoops. The token thing's already killing me. You guys can't see it, but the chat can. Let me bring it back. Oh man, how many tokens do I have in here? There we go. Okay. Sorry everybody, technical difficulties. I tried to make this fancy
little
and
bit.
there we go. All right, so you guys descend down this stairwell, and you catch a glimpse of this kind of this wavering light coming from the west. And you enter a stone tower. It looks like a stone room. It's circular. There's a couple of pillars holding up the ceiling. But as I said, to the west, you see what looks to be a massive bath or pool of water. Let me zoom out for the shot here. But stranger still, and there's moss just covering the stone all over the place, but what you see lounging about is something that you've never seen before. It is something, though, that triggers a memory of something that someone said to you. And that is the algae rot creatures. So I'll show you what you see. You see these guys. So they're cloaked. They're almost, it looks as if they're resting. They're sitting around the edge of this massive bath that is just coughing up this steam. And you can see just in the light this alligator-like head coming out of this dark cloak. And they seem to regard you silently. They don't really say anything. They don't seem to be very interested whatsoever. But there are 4 of them.
Yeah, wasn't it the guy that we interrogated
Right.
in the chapel? that
Yeah,
told
the
us
guy
about-
you interrogated mentioned that he was, they admired, even worshipped these things. Because they are kind of, they're seeking the undeath in a way.
Right.
Right. They
Right.
want to die to, rot and rise again.
They sought to become these things or something.
Yeah,
like that.
exactly. They knew of them and then just thought they could become them somehow or become like them.
Right, well, it seems occupied. Do we want to leave, or?
I mean, I don't know about you, but I think Poltroon could use a bath.
Yeah,
We all
Poltroon is,
wanna
he's
use
standing
that.
there just like trembling. The torchlight is shaking, hissing in the steam.
And you said they're lounging around.
Yeah,
this, like, hot
exactly.
bath?
So you see these cloaked figures again, sort of around the perimeter of this guy, just sitting. This one, some of them are kind of in the water.
Love a
Others are on the
bathhouse.
Yes.
So, and they obviously see our torchlight and are regarding
Yeah.
us.
Yeah, so they're regarding you just kind of. They're just like they don't seem very interested in you whatsoever. They're kind of minding their own business. They don't look like they're threatened or feel threatened.
Okay.
They're not approaching you either.
So
Mhm. Do
there's
we?
a set of oh, go ahead.
That was
sorry.
my question.
Yeah, the set of stairs. Yeah.
Do we see that?
Yeah. So over here you see another staircase descending downward.
Poltroon, why don't you move towards that staircase over there?
All right, so I'm gonna need you to roll another check because again, he's in circumstances that he is not a fan of right now. Okay, you succeed. I need to make the difficulty harder. Okay, so he he makes his way around these pillars. He's kind of hugging it, hiding behind this little patch of rubble here. Let me move my guy down here so we can.
Do the
see what's
creatures
going on.
do anything as he?
No, they're kind of eyeing him. He's getting a little closer,
Mhm.
and you see them just sort of, I don't want to say perk up, but like they seem a little bit more attentive. But they don't do anything. They don't move because he's keeping his distance. So how far do you want him to go? What did you tell him to do?
just walk up to the edge of the stairs and maybe like peek and see if he sees anything.
Okay. I mean, do you want him to yell at you from across the room, or?
No, but he can like motion.
So yeah, he goes to the foot of this stairwell, and he peeks around the pillar, and he just kind of shrugs at you.
Seems safe enough.
I think so. Just leave them alone. They leave us alone. Yeah. I walk down the stairs and make my way around.
Okay.
Yeah, well done.
So if you guys walk all the way here, you should be transported. At least I hope.
Like onto the stairs.
Yeah, keep going toward the black part of the stairs, the very depths of it. Okay.
Oh yeah, it worked.
Yay, it worked.
That's
So
awesome.
tempted to go on that giant hot tub. Oh, that's cool.
Okay, I'll throw a Putrescence in there too. Okay, you guys descend another staircase. However, something is very different here. You don't hear anything at all. You don't hear your footsteps. You don't hear the crackle of the torch that Putrescence holds. You don't even hear your heartbeat or your breath or anything like that. But what you do see is, again, another circular chamber, and there are just, it looks like hundreds of small alcoves in the wall. And in those alcoves are candles. And they're just burning, every single one of them. And there's these pillars that kind of make their way in a circular fashion, again, reaching up to the ceiling. And there are these ropey cobwebs that are stretching between them and the wall or them and the ground. But that is all you see. Oh yeah, I should probably give Putrescence a torch. So while you guys are thinking about that, I'm gonna make a torch full for Putrescence.
Poor Putrescence. We still gotta get our Putrescence merch.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, we do.
He's an official character though, right? Like named NPC.
He's
and
named.
everything?
Well, we Putrescence
Part of the-
means something. Remember, it's like a.
Right.
It means like
or something.
fool. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It's part of
Utter
the
coward, a
Reginald
lazy,
clan.
idle fellower, a sluggard, a fellow without spirit or courage, a dastard, a coward.
Exactly.
He's very brave for all those things.
I know. He's
Yeah,
like
right.
doing pretty good.
Yeah, I would
know.
have
I
expected
feel
him
like you. I feel like
be
you
dead by
found
now.
a game-breaking feature of Putrescence, perhaps.
He probably has to change his pants again already, though.
True.
Yeah, like that's the thing that you have to do to like keep him as your familiar. Just
Yeah.
change his pants every
Just-
day.
Yeah, because he just shits himself. all the
You
time.
gotta find him new pants.
Minus
Yeah.
2 to stealth.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm gonna start making my way around the edge of this circular level.
Okay, you make your way around this, stepping over these cobwebs,
Yeah.
and it's just candles and candles and more candles from floor to ceiling in all these alcoves. And like I said, it is completely quiet. It's as if you guys have lost all hearing whatsoever. You don't hear your footsteps or anything. And so it's this kind of unsettling sensation as you make your way around.
If I like call out to the others, does my voice make like actually
No.
resound or?
You can hear your vocal cords move, but you hear nothing. It's just deathly quiet. You've never experienced such silence.
Finds that weird, so he's gonna tap his fingers on his drum. Can he hear that at all?
No. Nothing at all.
I don't like this. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep going.
So as you make your way around at the northern part of the room, you do see another stairwell leading down.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
And there's like nothing in the center of the room, nothing that we can
Not that you can
see.
see. It's pretty dark in the center, actually. The candlelight doesn't quite reach all the way. So you're more than able to move to the center of the room if you'd like.
Yeah, let's do that before we go down anymore.
Okay. So you. Whoa, did somebody disappear?
I think somebody might.
Poltroon just went down there.
You did?
Oh, there he is.
Or no,
Okay.
no, there he is. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah,
Would
you
we be
guys.
able to?
What's up?
Would we be able to see all of what's in the darkness without like seeing it? Because it's all like where we don't go, it's all still black. Could we see the whole thing, or is it just where?
It's where you go. So
Gotcha. Okay.
the candlelight reaches about as far as that outer edge.
Yeah.
But yeah, Hostan, you guys kind of explore the center, and it's just stones and more ropey cobwebs stretching around. But again, absolute silence.
I make my way back to the stairs and I try to like wave everybody else over since we can't hear anything.
Yeah, you guys can't communicate unless you see it.
Can I like just touch a little bit of cobweb and see if it feels weird?
You're just gonna stick your finger out and.
I'm just gonna like kind of like gently poke at it
Okay.
if it feels like normal cobweb.
Yeah, it does. It feels old and very, very thick, but it doesn't feel like, not normal cobweb.
Okay. Kind of sticks to my finger and
Yeah.
I wipe it off.
Yeah. I motion for Poltroon if he wants to go down the stairs.
I'll do this.
He's even, yeah, why don't you give me another roll? He's even more frightened, so I'm gonna make it a DR12 this time. Cause he can't hear anything and things are just getting fucking weirder and weirder and weirder, so.
Okay.
Oh, and you succeed. Wow, your presence is a +0 too? Dang.
Everything is, yeah.
Nice.
he's-
Okay,
he's
so
either not
again,
in, but he's going
Poltroon marches on. Yeah, and he what do you want him to do? I guess you can't really.
Yeah, I just kind of like motion, like continue.
Okay. All right.
It's getting heavier and heavier.
Yeah.
Yeah. Poltroon disappears into the darkness down the stairwell.
Oh,
Follow.
So you guys follow him down.
yeah.
Sure do.
And this room is not dark. In fact, there are windows, you see, to the west and the east. And there's just like this kind of just creepy light entering the chamber.
We're going down. I go up to one of the windows and I look out. What do I see?
So you look out and you see the swamp. You're looking over the swamp. And it just has this like hypnotizing beauty to it. It looks so different from up here.
Up here.
Yeah,
up here?
it looks like
here?
you're high up looking down at the swamp.
When we walk down the stairs, could we hear our footsteps in this room?
Yeah, the second you entered or made your way a little bit down the stairwell, you could hear your footsteps again, and it was almost jarring because of you kind of almost acclimated to the complete silence.
This tower. This. Are we even in the tower? Where the hell are we?
So as you guys are standing here, Hostan, you're taking a look out the window. Your audible senses are back completely bigger and bigger than ever. You hear this kind of rustling sound coming from behind a door right here. And you listen, and it almost sounds like, I don't know, it almost sounds like crates being pushed around, maybe. And then it almost,
wood scraping on stone or something.
yeah, and then you almost hear like grunts, and just that continual movement. But yeah, on this wall, so you guys see that the this chamber is divided by this wall. There, Drackle, you see another door right there, and on these pillars that divide these walls, you see these sculptures coming out of them, and they look like boar heads with these just twisted tusks coming up out of their mouths.
To this one. So go ahead, Ryan. Sorry.
No, do I hear the same sounds coming from this door?
No, so you want to listen? Just take a listen, stick your ear up to it. Okay.
Yeah,
So yeah, you press your ear to it. You do hear sound. It's almost like this just deliberate scraping sound. It doesn't sound like the same sound you hear coming from the central chamber.
I'll listen to this door.
Okay. You hear something very similar. It's just this steady, like I said, this deliberate scraping sound. Like something being dragged, but at very short intervals.
When we were on the outside, like looking at the ghost castle, did any of us like clock how many levels were on this tower?
It was hard to, yeah, it was kind of hard to tell, honestly. It was one of those situations where you kind of look at it for too long, like when Hostan was taking a look. You can keep your gaze on it a moment, and then things kind of shift and change. And there was no like distinguishing features of like floors.
But did it look taller than the window level?
You do, well, Hostan remembers that the window level appeared to be maybe on the 3rd floor. Would be his best guesstimate.
We're going down, but we're going up.
Like at the same time or something, it seems like maybe.
Maybe, that's... You guys, like I said, you remember where the windows were. You guys
Right.
see windows. If these are the same windows or not, you don't know that. But yeah.
Did they seem like a midpoint?
Sure, let's say it seemed like a midpoint, yeah.
I was gonna touch the boar sculpture over here, and Hostin does. Does it feel real? Does it?
Yeah, everything feels very real. So the stone, the ground is very solid. You touch the boar sculpture, it feels like stone. Yeah, it's kind of dusty, and there's some cobwebs in its mouth, but yeah, it's feels very real.
Okay. So the door I'm gonna try. Is it have like a handle or just like a pull ring or something?
Yeah, you could push it open or pull it open, yeah.
Okay.
And it's just a wooden door.
Okay. I'm gonna try to push it. Is it gonna be like locked or? Can I
All right,
push
so
it
you're
slightly?
like gently pushing it to test it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Gently, yeah.
So you gently push it, and it starts to reveal some of the interior of the room. So it makes its way past the door frame. So it is unlocked.
Okay. Yeah, I'll quietly push it open the rest of the way.
Okay, you can click on that icon, and it will open the door. So inside, there is no light in here. There is some spillage, and you get an immediate, like this wall of scent, like this wall of the smell hits you. You can smell like food. Some gone bad, but then hints of food that seem edible. And it's just scattered all over the floor. There's pies, there's meat, there's vegetables, there's like sausage links, anything you can think of. But it's all mashed up and mixed together and just scattered everywhere. And you do catch a glimpse of a table as well. Let me change his lighting really quick. I'm gonna get him forgot to get him a torch.
Oh,
So you guys can see
Poltroon.
better. Because you put him up there, right? As always.
Yeah. I think, yeah. I think she did.
So can Katla see anything from where she is, or is it Poltroon that sees this?
Well, where are you?
I'm behind Poltroon.
Right behind him?
Yeah.
Like
I'm
peeking over his shoulder?
Yeah.
Okay. Date token. Let me throw him in here again. Let's see if this fixes it.
Oh.
So yes, you see the same thing inside. Let me just put this in here for you guys.
There we go. There we go.
There. So Poltroon is standing just in front of Hostan, and the torchlight reveals, just like I said, this entire room is filled with rotten and fresh food scattered about. And you do see what the sound of the rummaging around was. You see these massive just hogs gorging on the food, kind of just rummaging around as hogs do, pushing aside tables. Their nose is just like completely covered in mashed pies and meats and all that. They don't really seem to be paying you any mind.
Looks like the pigs are fattening themselves for us.
And so Poltroon is standing there, and then Hostan, you are right behind him, and then Katla. Okay.
Off to his right or left side and next to Katla, yeah.
Okay. So again, yeah, these hogs are just like pushing tables aside, nosing the ground, slurping up rotten food, and just, yeah, moving around.
Step in past Poltroon, see if they like perk up or anything.
No, you see their ears flick and their eyes kind of, moving their head toward you. They aim toward you, but they don't approach or anything. They seem much more fixated on the food that's everywhere.
I'll go up to like an intact, edible-looking piece. Here's one, like the nearest table here. Pick it up.
Okay.
Inspect it and take a bite out of it.
What are you looking for specifically? Any kind of food?
Like some piece of meat or something.
Okay, yeah, you find a piece of meat. It's pretty rare, but it looks damn delicious compared to the rations that you've been feasting on and
Tech.
exactly, and what you've been eating in the when you were a prisoner. So you start to eat, and it is delicious, and you can't help yourself but eating everything. The fat, gristle, you almost break your tooth on a bone because you can't stop yourself. And you finish the steak, and you only want more.
I think I might have made a mistake.
I mean, you're not like ravenously compelled to eat, but you're like,
Right.
I could totally have another steak. Or that pie over there. You spot like a blueberry pie. And man, that looks like it would be a great finisher to this meal.
I have some pie.
All right. So you pick up the pie and you just start scooping its guts out, and it's delicious. It's the best blueberry pie you've ever had.
So in between bites, I'm like scarfing it down. Get in here. This is best food I've ever had in my life.
So yeah, you guys see Hostan just at the center of the room, within Pultrune's torchlight, and he's just gorging himself. And a pig kind of like, while he's doing it, bumps up against him, and he sort of, these are huge pigs, 800 pound or so. But they don't attack him or anything. They just kind of moved him out of the way to get to some other food under the table.
Oh man, this is just making me think of Spirited Away when the main character's parents were eating food and they got turned into pigs. I don't want that to happen. I feel like I just got tricked into that.
Do we see him kind of getting more frantic as he's just like stuffing this food into his mouth?
No, I wouldn't say like he's enjoying himself, but it doesn't seem like he's unhealthily consuming food to where he may burst.
Is there like a drink, mead or something around? Ale?
No, there's no tankards or anything like that. It's all food, but like I said, the meat is glistening and it's full of melted fat, so it is quenching you quite well. But as you're standing here on the outskirts, you hear a door creak open.
Oh.
Yeah, you hear a door creak open right here. And you hear this scraping sound, one after the other, on the stone. And what emerges from this doorway is a rotting corpse upright, and it's holding a tray of food in its hands. And it notices you. But it looks up at you, and it kind of, what's left of its mouth, it almost smiles. And it just starts walking around you guys. And Drackle, you see this too. You see this rotting human corpse lumbering around you guys toward And Katla, you hear footsteps behind you. And you look and you see again this rotting corpse. Upright. It kind of like smiles and nods to you before moving further into the room. And what it does is it dumps its tray onto the pile of all of the rotten food that's already there. And then begins its journey back out of the room and eventually disappears where it came from, and the door closes.
I'm gonna peek my head in the room because I was just backing away from that whole situation.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. And I'm just gonna look in and be like, what the fuck was that?
Oh, Draco, you're the one that's always biting things. You're scared of a little meal? Scared of a little nutrition?
Yeah, he looks over. I guess you look over your shoulder at this, and you're just like, the whole front of you is just like drenched in like pie juice and meat juice.
Oh, mate, I think I might just skip out on this specific meal.
More for me and the pigs.
I mean, look around and look at yourself, mate. Like, is this you?
In the moment it is now. And I go back to eating.
And you're staying out where you are, where your token is, right, Drackle? You're just kind of calling into the room.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah. I'm not in the room.
Hey, Katla, roll me a presence check.
Do I have a bless? This feels like something I want to bless.
You all still have at least one.
Yeah, I
Oh.
think we have 1 bless and 1 omen is what it looks like.
Oof.
Oh,
Okay.
I'm gonna omen.
Okay, you're gonna use your 1 omen.
Yeah.
All right.
Wait.
What do you want to do? Just you're gonna do a complete reroll, I'm assuming.
Yeah. Did we sleep?
No. We ended when you
Okay.
guys were you saw this tower.
Yeah.
You guys slept
Ugh.
one night.
Oh,
And
that
remember,
was
you
so
can
close to
only
19.
roll you can only roll omens when you hit 0.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
yeah,
That's true.
and you have 1 left. So you're
And
gonna go
then
ahead and use it?
Yeah, I just did.
What did you roll? Sorry, I was
9.
updating.
No, it's okay.
And did
9.
you use your bless too, or?
No, but I have to call it beforehand.
Yeah.
True. That's true.
Yeah.
and you can't bless an omen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
That would make it too easy. All right, Kala, you are down to 0 omens. So yeah, you guys are just kind of standing here. Hostan keeps just eating, and man, it's just you've never felt better. You feel just completely invigorated. The hogs are just just foraging around,
Okay.
slurping this food up.
Well, when I've had my full, I drop the pie plate down back on the table. I, let out a loud belch more than likely. I step around the table. Is there anything besides more tables of food and rotten food and
That's
pigs in
all.
here,
That's all
or
you
is it-
see. So you're just gonna kind of like take a cursory glance around the room. Just
Yeah, just
so
like,
there is another door here,
oh.
and
I'll just go up to it real quick and like put my ear up against it.
okay. You hear nothing. But Drackle, you catch something in the corner of your eye. And another one of these walking corpses is making its way toward you from the opposite end of the chamber.
God fucking damn it.
Holding a tray. It doesn't seem to even notice you. It just kind of walks past you, doesn't even look at you whatsoever. And then Katla, you feel something behind you, and it shoves you aside, and you hear like the slap of wet flesh on the stone as
A
this.
whap, if you will.
I didn't say it. I didn't say it. And again, just like the one previously, tray of food dumped on the ground. The pigs immediately rush over to it, and it just kind of exits the room again.
I follow him out, but I stop with the rest of the group.
Does it seem like the same corpse?
Oh man, why can't I move it? There we go. No, it was a different one. It came from the opposite end, and it looked slightly different. It didn't smile at you either. So. But yeah, it returns to where it came from. You hear a door close, and that's it.
And in between burps, I tell the others, there's another door back there. I couldn't hear anything on the other side, but there's.
So
none of
why
this
don't you
food.
roll me a presence check, Hostan?
Yeah. Just taking it raw.
Okay, taking it raw. All right.
Wait, so Draco looked in one of these doors, right? Or no?
No, he hasn't looked. You guys, nobody's looked in them. You just those like corpses have walked out of them, but that was it.
Just now saw the chat. Yeah.
Oh, the pig turned into a pig.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go up to this door and listen.
Okay.
See if
So, yeah, you listen and you can hear that same kind of sound, like just this deliberate, like this scraping, like a foot's being dragged. It sounds very similar to when it was walking, but in shorter bursts. And you wait a little bit and you hear, it almost sounds like a butcher knife on wood, maybe. Something like that. The rattle of chains.
well, that food has to be coming from somewhere, and I think I'd rather have it from the source than the floor.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
I've
try to.
had my fill.
Erm's gonna open the door.
Okay. You open the door and you see that corpse. Let me move my token so the chat can see. So yeah, you see a small chamber, and there are 3 tables there. There's also windows letting in that same gloomy light that you witnessed outside with a view of the swamp. And there's just some knives, some hooks, some forks, things like that over here. And it looks as if this creature or this undead human is zombie, I guess you could say, is preparing food. It's very sloppily chopping things up and slapping them on the platter. But it kind of, yeah, it just kind of moves back and forth between this table, cutting some stuff up, goes back over, retrieves some more grub, and just is lazily walking back and forth doing that.
Has it noticed me?
No, it doesn't look up. It doesn't notice you. Yeah, because you're just standing in the doorway, right? You didn't really like enter the room. Yeah.
Y'all should come see this. Erm's just so
He's
perplexed.
He's turning into Christopher Walken. Like, I love it.
I love it. He's going through his character
mean,
voices.
Yeah, he is the bard, so
Yeah.
We need to set up a bingo card of voices.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
Did I ever
we
tell you
need a
about
roll
my
table.
watch?
Yeah, a roll table of Erm voices, and then he has to
Yes.
roll every time. That'd be awesome.
Yes.
All right, so the rest of you kind of huddle behind Erm as he beckons you over, and yeah, you see exactly what he saw. You see these 3 tables. 2 of them have food. The other has like knives. It's almost like a preparation table, and it's that gloomy light again is coming from this side of the room. If I can point there, this side.
After seeing the corpse kind of preparing the food, Erm just kind of walks back and just, I need to wash my hands.
Hey, there's a bath. There's some very nice water
What's up?
2 levels away. So yeah.
Some of those algae rots,
Yeah.
yeah. If you really insist, we can go back up and let you clean your hands.
Maybe.
Make some friends with the algae rots.
Did I notice that door on the opposite side of the room?
Did you go over there?
I didn't go over there, but when I
mean,
was standing in the doorway.
You're asking, oh, the one across? Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
There was a room. There was a door visible. Sorry. There's a stove over here, and then there's a door on the opposite side. Yeah.
Okay.
That is closed.
I'm gonna step in and just kind of keep my distance from the zombie and just look at the tables.
Okay. So you look at the tables and you kind of get hungry again. You're like, man, this looks delicious. Yeah, there's just there's everything from, like I said, breads to meats to offal. Yeah, it looks pretty damn appetizing.
I think I'll hold off on eating more.
Okay.
Is the zombie still chopping away at food, I'd imagine?
Yeah, I don't wanna just have him like, but yeah, he's basically crossing,
right.
moving. He's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
kind of moving back and forth every once in a while. He'll cut some stuff up,
Table to table. Right.
put it on a platter. Yeah.
Oh, what's this? Is that the? Like,
It's like a stove. It's like a
Oh,
iron
okay.
stove. Yeah.
Okay. Yep. I've never seen something like this before. Imagine I don't know what that is.
I don't know. Yeah, I guess I mean, that's up to you if you've seen a stove or not.
Nah.
It's a very
You spent too
crude
Too
stove.
much time in the
Yeah.
dungeons. Yeah. He doesn't know what it is.
Yeah, when you approach it, it emanates heat though. So you're like, maybe I shouldn't touch it.
Yeah. I stop at the door and I look back at the group.
So the group is actually not in here. They're
Oh.
in the other chamber.
Well,
So yeah,
we're-
what are the rest of you guys doing while Hostan is exploring this room and on the other side? What are the rest of you guys doing?
Me and Poltron are peeking through the door and watching Hosta.
Okay. So yeah, he's just
Yeah.
across the room. All you guys are just kind of keeping
I
your
think
distance.
we're doing that thing where it's like Putrescence, Cat Love
Yeah.
Me, like stacked
Yeah,
on
yeah,
like
yeah.
one.
Like a Scooby Doo kind of episode.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's definitely what's happening.
Okay. All right. So we'll go back to Hostan. So you're at this door.
Right.
When he looks at us, we all nod.
Do it.
Yeah.
Do it.
I think we found the new poltroon.
It interchanges between us. Me and him.
Yeah, exactly.
But I'll try this door. I'll try to see which way it pushes open.
So you test it, and yeah, it is not locked. It's unlocked, so you can open it if you wish.
Same as before, just gingerly and look through it before I push it open the rest of the
Yeah, you push it open, and more of that that gloomy light that is oh so familiar spills into another chamber that looks much like the first one you entered. So you can open it up,
Yeah.
and you take a peek out, and you see another stairwell leading down at the southern part of the chamber.
Yeah, I look back to the group. There's another set of stairs. Sentence further. Come quick. Okay, yeah, that's where the other doors are.
Alright, I'll have Poltron go through first and I'll follow closely behind.
Okay. So you guys, yeah, you make your way down. The zombie does not disturb you whatsoever. He just kind of is going about his duty at preparing what appears to be food for these hogs in the central chamber. And at the southernmost area is a stairwell leading down. And like I said, again, windows along the wall on the southwestern and southeastern walls. And you take a look out and you see the beautiful swamp like you've never seen it before, as if you are high up in a tower. High up.
I'm gonna just kind of peek open this door just to confirm that it's basically just the same as the other one.
Yeah. So you look inside, and again, yeah, the zombie is doing much what the other one was doing. It's as if it's preparing food. Doesn't notice you.
Go up to the
Don't
window again. I
like
don't.
it.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
No, that's it. That's it.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go up to the window again, and I can't remember if you described it or the first time I did, but looking out of the swamp, is there any fog? Is the fog gone looking through these windows, or is it still
So
there?
the fog is still there.
Okay.
Why don't you roll me a presence check as you look down upon the landscape?
Right.
Okay. You see something interesting that's sort of doesn't seem like a feature that you've seen in the swamp, and it's almost like two campfires next to each other, to the south. You can't tell if it's on land or on water, but that's the closest thing you can, describe, or that's the closest thing you can come to as far as describing what you see. Are two campfires side by side, almost like eyes, just smoldering. And like I said, it is a distance away. It's not like right at the base of the tower or anything like that, but you do see it very clearly.
Are they stationary?
Yeah, they're very stationary. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
And you see just black, twisted trees in that direction, rising up from the mist. But these two fires are, burning through it, and you can definitely see them quite clearly now.
I'll wave over and I'll actually call out to the rest. Come over here. This is very weird. Everything about this fucking place is weird, but this is even more weird.
What do you see?
I point out the window.
Oh yeah, let me move over to where you guys are. So yeah, he points out the window. He scoots aside to let you see, and you do see these like I said, it looks like two campfires burning side by side, almost as if these flaming eyes are in the mist somewhere to the south, southwestish.
I think I got a great look over on the island in that direction, but I can't recall seeing sources of light. Well, we ascended, wherever fucking direction we're going.
You're like, wait, we went down, but it feels like we're going up. What is this? What is this?
Yeah. And I just point that peculiarity out to them and back away from the window.
So as you guys are hanging out this window, you hear the door slam open behind you. And one of those pigs sticks its head out. And it sniffs the air. It sniffs all of you. And I don't know, there's something about the light, something about its proximity, but it's almost like something is written on its hide that you didn't notice before. Scrawled.
Here, piggy.
You're gonna call it back? Okay. It kind of looks at you.
I can't fucking read. I don't know.
Yeah, you can't read. Yeah, I guess you don't really notice anything. You see like, there's some scribbles on it.
Scribbles.
Yeah, but he kind of like noses around. He kind of sniffs you guys and then sniffs behind him, and he realizes, the food's that way, and he kind of just goes back in and starts rummaging around.
Second. So I'm imagining did that pig have something written on it?
Well, if I had a wish I could read, but here we are.
What would have Drackle's wish been, you think, if he could have made a wish?
I didn't even give a shit about the wishes. I'm gonna be honest. That guy just pissed me off, and I pushed him, and then shit happened. Like,
okay, I was just curious what Drackle would have wished for if he would have got a wish.
I honestly think the thought of what limitless possibility is beyond him to begin with. It probably would have been like a sausage that he could have got from the bar up the corner.
Yeah. Free sausage instead of having to pay for it. Exactly.
Yeah.
Speaking of sausage and meat and all that, I'm gonna pick up like another juicy steak or something like that. I'm gonna put it in front of that pig, like in front of its snout, and like guide it back out if I can.
Okay. Yeah, so it's kind of it has a little bit of dilemma. There's a lot of food here, but you have a juicy sausage. That's fucking, why did I say that? In your hand. Merkborg is not safe for children, folks.
Nope. This is
18 and
up,
over, please. Sorry.
Yeah.
Anyway, why don't you roll me a presence check and see how well you you convince this hog to follow your juicy sausage. Okay, you succeed. So something about
In fact, I do
your
have
your,
a juicy sausage.
your sausage lures this hog out into the lower chamber.
Okay.
And
Great timing, McGlintlock.
what?
He
Is he
joined
here?
at just the right time.
Oh, hey, McGlintlock, how's it going, man? So yeah, this hog, like I said, it makes its way out. It's starting to open it. You see, it has these massive tusks too that are kind of almost like digging through its snout. You know, they're just manicured, and it's snapping for that sausage.
Right. Yeah, I drop it down in front of it. I'm not gonna tease it anymore, but
Okay, so it goes
have
down
it
and
near
it
the-
scoops it up.
yeah, I was trying to bring it back out near the rest of the people, so we can read the writing while it eats.
Can you read? That is the question. Would Hostan be able to read?
I think so. Yeah. There wasn't anything that I could find on this class that said I wouldn't be able to, so I think you'd
Okay.
be able to.
I'll say why not. So yeah, you start reading the scrawl on this pig, and you know, you go to one side and then you go to the other side, and both sides in fact are scrawled with this like almost tattooed onto this hide. And it appears to be ingredients. Not ingredients for a meal, not ingredients for a drink, alcohol, but ingredients for something a little bit more alchemical, I guess. You don't know what it could be for.
Yeah, I point that out to and Katla. I tell Drackle, but you know he
Drackle can't read.
unfortunately can't read, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I explain it like it seems to be recipe for I don't know, some kind of concoction. I was expecting it to be like a warning or something, but no.
Well, could use a drink. What is it? What do we need?
Yeah, what is this recipe?
So, it's odd things, various like bone powders and stuff that's doesn't seem to be in this room whatsoever. Swamp water, bone powder, things like that. It does appear to be ingredients that our Mist Harga might understand what it's for.
If only she were here.
Yeah, long lost Harga in the burning forest. But yeah, it appears to be ingredients of some kind of concoction. You don't know what that does. I don't believe you have anything to write it down, so.
Would we? I mean, I don't know. I really don't think Hostan would have any clue, but would I be able to like? Yeah, I can't justify rolling anything for Hostan.
Yeah, I mean, if you could give me a good reason why Hostan would have any like backstory wise, like I would give you a roll. But I would say,
I mean,
yeah,
he was imprisoned for trying to prevent a prophecy of Verhu, so he was part of some cult, I guess, that might have had that knowledge.
okay, I'll give that
Perhaps.
to you. Why don't you roll a presence check then?
Okay.
I'm gonna make it a 14 DR though, for you to recall or put together what this might make.
I'm gonna use a bless because I have.
Good call. And remember, you could always use an omen if you want to like reduce the DR by 4 too. But
True,
whatever you want to
true.
do. So you're
And,
gonna use a bless, which
bless
is a
is a
D4. Yeah, so just roll a
D4,
D4.
okay. D4. Well, I bumped the die. I put it up to 10. And, you know, if I use my omen, that's just going to be a reroll, because using the omen to reduce the DR is before you roll, right?
No, you roll your bless first, so you just got a 4? Or no, that was 17 minutes ago.
So I rolled a 6 for my presence, and then I got a 4 for the bless.
Oh,
D4
gotcha.
roll,
So
it
10.
got to
Yeah,
10.
so you could use your bless if you want to reduce the difficult. I mean, not
Or
your bless, but your
omen,
omen.
yeah.
If you want it, and that
All
would
right,
succeed.
let's do it.
Okay. All right. So you use your omen, and something seems very familiar about this. It's like something about the ingredients just triggers a memory, and you remember this is a recipe for something that these cultists would use to interrogate people when they were trying to get information. And this particular concoction is called Sinful Truth. And if you make it and drink it or give it to someone to drink, they can never lie again.
Yeah, I tell that to the rest of the group.
Well, that could be useful. And if I can, Erm's gonna try to squeeze behind and close the door.
Yeah, the hog, it's pretty much done munching its sausage, and it rolls up to, or not rolls, walks up to Hostan looking for more sausage, kind of sniffing you.
We know he has some in his hand, right?
Yeah.
Juicy sausage, in fact.
Juicy sausage. So yeah, Erm, you're able to close the door. The pig is not in the way. But again, this door doesn't really seem to lock, so.
Right. Yeah, it did burst its way through, that's right, and like snorted around, yeah.
Okay, so the way this is gonna work is this pig seems to realize you don't have any more food for it. And so in one round, meaning each of you gets to do something, make a decision, forfeit your turn, whatever you want to do, and this pig is going to saunter back off into the room. So we'll start with Katla. As this pig seems to lose its interest in Hostan, do you want to do anything? Man, McClintock's really coming in with the quips. Sausage party over.
Yeah, I don't.
Nothing? Okay. Drackle, you doing anything
Wait,
as this
wait.
hog starts?
I got this blanket, and I'm gonna put her on the pig. And then
You have
I'm
a
gonna
blanket you're going to just throw over the pig?
It's a pig in a blanket.
Oh,
Big-
God.
No, I won't do that. I'm gonna forfeit my turn.
All right, Drackle, you doing anything? This pig is starting to nose its way through the doorway.
I mean, what do we even want?
I mean, you
to
don't
fucking
seem
do
to
with
give
it?
it. You don't seem to care. So, like, you don't.
I
just-
can't fucking read. It's just a
Right.
fat pig.
Basically, what I'm trying
Yeah.
to do is create a timer so we can like move things along.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
it's
fucking
going in there.
skin it if it's important, or let's get the fuck out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what? We could kill a pig.
You can always come back.
You know,
Yeah, we could always come back.
And then
All right. Well.
I take out my flail. No, I take out my flail and I just smash its fucking head in.
Okay.
Are we done now?
All right. As you burst the brain of this pig, the head of this pig, we should probably take a break.
Oh, yeah.
On that note, sausage party is over, guys. We'll be
Sausage
back in
party
about
is
5
over.
or 10 minutes. Be right back. Hey, everybody. We are back from break. Thanks for hanging out with us. If you're just joining us, the party found a ghostly tower in the swamp. And at the base of that tower, they found a stairwell leading down. But as they descend, they seem to be going up. The first floor, they found a bunch of these, what are known as algae rots, these almost crocodile-like cloaked figures near a massive pool of water. And in the second room, they found themselves in a chamber lit by candles, hundreds and hundreds of candles and alcoves in the wall that was completely silent. They couldn't hear anything, their footsteps, they couldn't communicate, but nothing happened. And yet again, they went down or up, who knows, to another chamber where windows, finally, they can see out, are illuminating the chamber, as well as allowing them a sight of the swamp out from actually quite high above, even though they're traveling down. They found some pigs gorging on food, and Hostan decided to join them, and it was quite delicious. And there appears to be these two zombie cooks, servants, preparing the food maybe? Nobody knows, but they did discover on one of the hides of these hogs, at least the one that they decided to look at, there was some kind of scrawled message on the side, and Hostan, being part of a cult at one point in his life, the meaning of what it said came to him, and that is a concoction that, if made, will not allow the whoever drinks it to lie ever again. So could be quite handy if they're able to concoct something like that. And then, wanting to move on, Drackle smashed the hog's head with his flail, and it's lying dead, bleeding out on this cold stone floor. So what would you guys like to do next?
Well, you killed the pig, Drackle.
I mean, yeah.
Well, there's no sense in letting this meat go to waste either. Let's get some of those knives from the zombies and cut off the flesh so we can keep this recipe.
We're gonna pin another strip of flesh to Poltroon.
Yes.
Yeah.
You could have like a sweet Superman cape of
Yeah,
flesh.
of flesh.
Slice flesh.
Yum.
Dog.
All right, yeah. So you go over to one of those chambers. The zombie's still in there working away. You scoop up one of the knives and make it out with a knife. So you have this knife and you go to work on this hog, cutting off its hide. So yeah, you have a crudely cut hide. You're no huntsman or anything like that, but you got the skin off. It's dripping, and you manage to get all of the keep all of the text intact.
Okay, good. All right. Putrescence, would you be so kind?
Yeah, he's gonna kind of turn around and let you pin it on him.
Oh, milady, must I?
I'm afraid yes.
Oh,
All true.
very good, milady, very good. All right, so you pin another this hog hide to his back.
Be a good lad, Putrescence. It'll be okay. It'll make others not mess with you as much. I'll fear you a little more. Yeah. All right.
Okay, so you guys have a hog hide. You still hear again the rummaging around, and then right to the south of this is another stairwell.
I suppose we should continue. Children.
All right, give me another roll. At a 12. He's weighed down by bloody flesh. He's frightened. So give me a presence check. God damn it! You keep rolling so high. This poor Poltroon.
I know,
You are
I
quite
can't believe it.
convincing. He looks up. He looks back at you with doe eyes. All right,
He
my
heard
lady.
what Hostin said and was like,
Yeah,
"You're right.
So-
I am tough."
exactly. So he descends, yet down another level or up. What is it? So you guys find yourselves in a why is my GM token not showing? Hang
I
on,
see it.
chat. Let me move here. Oh, there we are. Oh, wait, don't look at that. Okay,
I sent you a
so
message a while ago. I should have reminded you.
you what?
I said I sent you a message a little bit ago that there's something visible a little bit lower.
Oh, yeah. I know. I saw that. That's when the tokens were screwing up. So you guys descend into a narrow corridor. Well, it's not that narrow. It's about 10 feet. And there's actually torches on the wall here. And it seems to run the perimeter of this area.
Okay.
You don't hear anything. It's quiet. But just your boot heels on the ground. Those of you that are wearing boots. Are you guys just going to...
Should we grab another torch? I think we only got
Yes, it
2.
is.
Yeah, all right. So you guys going to grab just this one at the south here?
Sure,
Sure.
yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So I will turn that torch off then, now that you have it. So you guys make your way around this semicircle. There's another torch, and there is a door at the end.
May I listen at the door?
You may. So you press your ear to the door, and all you hear is the crackle of fire. Nothing else.
Nothing really.
Didn't come down here just to quit, did we?
Nope. Pull true.
Go
All right,
ahead.
roll me another presence check.
This time you gotta get.
I want
that
you to have to
point.
like basically
Anna.
kill him for defiance, and then you'll lose Pultron forever.
No.
No, you made it. You made it, just barely. It's a 12. I said it was a 12. So Poltroon reluctantly opens the door, but he cannot deny your charismatic wish or requests. So yeah, you guys enter, and then the tunnel begins to descend southward, and you see that it kind of arcs around again, and there's another door.
The music does not feel foreboding at all, with the grunting animal noises and stuff. You know, not like it was designed for this dungeon or anything.
Yeah, I know, right? You'd think. All right, as I said, you guys see a door, and to the south, and then the tunnel keeps curling around southward, further still, and you can see the hint of torchlight.
I'm gonna have him continue.
You're gonna have Poltroon keep going down?
Good.
Yeah.
Okay, so he continues, and you see a door, and that door immediately flings open as if it was
Oh, God.
waiting. And one of
Great.
those algae rots storms out, jaws snapping, heading straight for Poltroon. And I need him to
Can I
roll
pull
a
him back?
defense check.
Okay.
This thing just burst out of this door into this narrow corridor. Ah! He just kind of shrieks and stumbles back,
You got
nearly
it out
dropping
for
his torch.
Poltroon.
Hey, you keep sending him to the front like he's a goddamn tank.
He's just canned fodder. He's not a tank.
Okay.
Red
So
shirt.
what?
No.
So
There's a
he
red shirt.
does not. Yeah, he does not survive. So basically,
No. Can I bless it? That's too late.
no, you can't bless Poltroon. Poltroon's it. Well, we'll see.
He's
We'll
got
see
no
what happens. This
armor.
thing lashes out. Actually, let me see what it does.
He's got shit pants. Does that
And
help?
flesh armor. Yeah.
Flesh armor.
Shit pants and flesh armor.
Name of the episode.
Okay, so this thing lashes out with its claws, actually. And just cleaves Poltroon in half.
No.
Poltroon drops to the
Pietro.
ground in a heap of blood and guts. And this thing just stands over his corpse and hisses at you.
Maybe just killed Putrescence.
Son of a bitch.
Oh no! Putrescence is dead. I guess I should play Death in the Swamp. That'd be an appropriate track. So here we go. All right, as this algae rot is hissing at you guys, Putrescence, poor Putrescence is dead. Sorry, Putrescence, you're fucked. Dead. I'm going to add you guys to combat. All right, everybody. Let's see who goes first. Enemies begin.
Oh my.
He
So why
already
doesn't
did.
everybody roll me their initiative, please? Okay, and Katla, because you were right by Putrescence, this thing steps... Oops, I have all of you guys selected. He steps over his corpse, just snapping his ribs, stepping right through his chest cavity. And what he does... Let's see what he does. Okay,
Nice use
again...
of the gift.
What was that?
The nice use of our new animated emote from the Duckster.
Oh, yeah. All right, so this guy, he... Why did it skip? I should get this guy first. Hang on. There we go. All right, he lashes out with his other claw at you, Katla, so give me a defense roll. It's D4 damage, D12.
Okay, defense.
You've got armor, right?
Yeah,
Okay, good.
light armor. I'll never remember how to roll defense though.
You just roll, you click the big button that says defend.
Yeah.
And you said incoming attack is what?
Oh, this is nice. It is D4, but it's going to roll twice. Okay, you
Ooh.
fail. Okay, so it got 4. What's all this you roll? What? 2 omens? What? You're clicking all kinds of buttons, man.
I don't know what just happened.
You have zero. You have 0
Don't worry about
omens.
that.
All right, so this
Whoops.
yeah, this claw digs into your flesh, and you take 2 damage.
Okay.
All right, next up is Drackle. So you are at the end. You hear a commotion further down in this corridor. You hear a shriek of death, a snap of bones, and then Katla shrieks.
Here's me
Yeah,
yelling.
I'll-
"Putrescence!"
Can I push through this situation here to get to the algae rot?
Oh man, I don't think so. Unless you guys, I could say you could probably make it to the front if you squeeze by them, but that would be your entire turn because, yeah, you probably couldn't attack. You probably make it to the front of the line, but like just hold there.
Do I have line of sight past them at all? Like, can I see the algae rot?
Yeah, I guess between them, I mean, you have Hostan and Katla kind of like jammed in the corner here, so between their heads, you can see this this alligator-like creature
How about
lashing
I
out.
whip old Sigurd's hair sling at him and just see what happens?
Oh shit! So you're gonna try to, in this narrow corridor, you're gonna try to do it. Okay.
I'm gonna thread the needle.
So what I'm
Yeah.
gonna do is I'm gonna make it a DR 14. So it's gonna be twice, a little bit more difficult. And if you fail, you're going to hit Hostan or Katla.
Fine.
All right, go for it. So
Go
you
with
It happened.
swing your hair sling.
Target armor 2.
Target armor, sorry. It is D4.
1d4.
This is a crowded ass corridor.
Yeah. Where's
Crowded
Earl?
ass.
Dracula's turn. All right, so you roll a 2 and you miss. Do you want to use an omen? You have one omen, or otherwise you're gonna hit Katla or Hostan.
I mean, 2d4 could put me down. I can only imagine
Wait,
why I put
2d4.
them
What do you
down.
mean? Oh, the attack.
That's the damage on it. It's
Damage.
2d4. Old Sigurd Sling is a
Oh.
special. Is
Old Sigurd's
Strong hair.
sling is 2d4. Shit.
yeah.
Okay.
Well, I guess I better omen it so I don't kill my friend. So that sucks. So I'll roll that again,
Death in the
and probably fail again. Yep,
yeah,
there it
you
is.
failed. So, I'll say Katla is 1, Hostan is 2,
Cool.
and let's see what happens.
Good times.
I will roll the d2.
Oh, are you rolling it?
Yeah, I'll roll it. Why not? Okay, Katla.
Oh no.
A stone is flinging at you, hit you in the back of the head for how much damage?
Oh no. Oh no.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
no.
7!
Oh no.
Dead.
Oh, dang.
dang.
So you hurl this stone, it ricochets off the side of the dungeon door, and it just goes through the back of Katla's head, splattering
Oh,
her
gee.
bangs on the wall, and she falls forward dead.
On top of Putrescence's body.
Yep, exactly.
It
Dead.
looks like I'm embracing it. Like we're speaking. If I have any say in this.
Shit.
Sorry, you what? No. Yeah, if you want to explain how Katla dies, I will totally. Well, how many hit points did you have?
6.
6 left?
6 total. I had 4 left.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say if you got 0, you would get to roll on the death table, but you're negative, so you're dead.
Alright, my bad.
God damn it.
She's alright, right?
Necrobell, damn it. No.
Okay, so up next is Hostan. So as Katla's brains splatter all over the wall, and you get some of that the kickback, the residual splats. What do you want to do? As
I'm
this,
going to hop over both of them and try to slam the algae rot away, like down the hall.
Okay, you're gonna try to make your way down the hall.
Yeah, I'm just gonna try to push the algae rot away, and just maybe knock it off its feet. knock it
Okay, so
prone.
you want to try to shove it on its back or something on the ground.
Yeah, on its ass. Yeah.
So why don't you roll me a strength check?
Okay.
So straight strength. I'm gonna say it's probably gonna be a DR 14. Oh shit! You got a 20. Okay, so you plant both hands on its chest and you just shove, and it does in fact fall onto its back. And that is your turn. So you are up. You just hear like all kinds of shit going on. Screams, death, splatting, bones cracking.
Yeah, Erm's gonna see that amazing throw that Drackle did and be like, did you get it? What's up there?
I killed something. I did.
So yeah, I'll make my way around the corner.
Okay, so you're kind of pushing your way through here. You can't make
Yeah.
it too far because you're essentially squeezing through all these people. Yeah, but yeah.
Seeing Poltroon and Katla's body is pretty surprising, to say the least.
Yeah.
And am I in reach to try and hit it with my club?
I'm gonna say because Katla's down, you only had to move past Drackle. I'll allow you to make it to the front. I think Drackle had to push through 2 people, so. You could have only
Okay.
moved. So I'll let you move there, and then if you want to attack, you can attack.
Sweet. Yeah, so I'll hit it with my club then.
Okay, so give me an attack roll. Its armor is D4. And just standard difficulty. Okay, you missed. Did you want to use an omen?
No.
Okay. All right, so you swing, and unfortunately, it even though it's actually, you know what? I'm not going to give you that much of a bonus. It just rolls out of the way as your club collides with the stone floor. So what it does is all it can do is get up. So it climbs to its feet. And then Drackle, you're up next. And as you're up next, you hear a door behind you open.
Another fucking door.
And you hear this hiss. And you turn, look over your shoulder, and another one of these creatures is right behind you. So what would you like to do?
I got a flail,
Well, you're not just
Yeah.
and I'm gonna try to flail him.
All right, so it's just a D4. D4 armor. So you missed. So again, the flail just smashes against the wall of this corridor, and chips of stone fly away. But you fail. So host
I get a second attack.
Oh yeah,
though,
go for it.
at a
You're gonna bite.
higher- Yeah.
So
I
what
can
is your
bite
bite?
this
What is your
motherfucker.
bite damage?
It's a D6.
Okay, so D3. So it's gonna be a DR 15 to hit.
Better than nothing. You son of a bitch.
Oh, so close! Why did you bless it? You have one bless.
You got an omen left. I mean. I
Well, you
don't
even
know
had
if
a
you wanna waste
bless.
those, but oh, you don't.
All right, so you
Yeah.
snap at it, and it just kind of snaps back and hisses at you, but you do not miss. You fall short. So Hostan, this algae rot is on its feet in front of you.
Yeah, I'm gonna smash it with my flail. Try
Okay, so give me an attack roll,
to,
and its armor's D4.
used my omen. Yeah, that's right. Shit.
And
I'm
Katla
gonna
and
pull-
Poltroon's blood are just pooling at
Yeah.
your feet.
It's looking.
Which
fucking
means
so
next
far. I'm
round-
going
Your agility is going to be a little more difficult.
I'm gonna use my last bless.
Okay, so roll me a D4. So yeah, just to remind you guys, we roll blesses before the roll. It's kind of a bit of a gamble. Okay, so you're gonna get +1 to your attack roll. So why don't you roll me that attack roll? And you're attacking with your flail, right?
Yeah. Do they have armor? No.
Yeah, D4. Okay, your flail bites into the flesh of this thing, tearing part of its robe off, exposing some festering scale, and it takes 3 damage. Okay.
I take my frustration out on it because both Ultron and Cal are dead.
All right, you are up next. You see that this algae rod is almost driven to its knees as Hostan's flail just slams into its chest.
Yeah, I'm gonna use my club again and hopefully hit it.
Fuck yeah, you did. Okay, so D4. Yeah. Okay, this thing.
Yeah.
How do you want to tell me how you want to kill it?
Erm's just gonna like go for the head and pop it like a water balloon. Just
Okay.
straight up against the wall.
All right, so you just two-hand this club into the site's head, and it just takes the impact from your club and then slams into the wall, and an explosion of brains that was very reminiscent of poor Katla's head. And this thing collapses to the ground. So he is dead. Let me make him dead so he's out of... There we go. All right, and again, this one claws at you, Drackle. So give me a defense check. The damage is D4.
I don't think I get any bonuses to anything for like stinky breath or anything. Nope. Okay.
I know you guys should have used Putrescence for what he was designed for, as like a buff.
Yeah.
Yeah, we would have hit like some people.
Okay, dodge. You get out of the way as this claw like slices down through the air. That's all this thing is going to do. This guy's dead. Can I just somehow remove him from? Whatever, it's fine. You're up, Drackle. What do you want to do? You dodge out of the way of this claw.
I'm gonna hit him back.
Okay.
I'm gonna go for the old flail action.
All right. So why don't you roll me an attack? It's D4. You impact this thing and you deal 3 damage. So yeah, you do some hearty damage on this thing.
Yeah. Oh, and then I'm gonna do my bite attack because there's no real detriment to it. It's just harder, right?
DR15, yeah. DR15, give me a bite.
Oh, you little.
Ah, all right. Again, your fangs snap air. Do you want to move? Oh, no, I guess that's your. I'll say that forfeits your movement since you did 2 attacks. Hostan, what would you like to do?
Let's see. I don't know, dead. They're both dead. He's fighting the other one. I look back down this door that the first one came through. Do I see anything down there? Any kind of motion? By the torch?
No, you do not see any motion. Some of the torchlight on the wall does trickle into that room, and you do not see anything moving. But you can't quite see fully what's in there.
Okay, so I glance back and I step back over their corpses if that's.
Yeah, you can make it.
Doable.
Actually, give me an agility check.
Okay.
As you're stepping over this corridor full of blood. Okay, so you succeeded. You tread carefully over the blood on the floor and make it all the way. Are you trying to get to the algae rot?
I was seeing if I could, but it looks like Draco was kind of blocking the.
I mean, I'll say you can squeeze by him. It's fine.
Okay. I won't squeeze all the way past him, but I will swing my flail over his shoulder to hit it.
Okay, if you're trying to swing it over his shoulder, I'm gonna make that a DR14 to attack because it's not gonna be as easy as if you have like a clear shot.
Okay. Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, but oh, you just tested strength. You just need to do an attack. I'll give you that roll, so I'll say you hit. So just go ahead and roll your attack again, and then we'll determine damage. Yeah, if it doesn't succeed again. Okay, you succeeded anyway, so it's fine.
Yeah, I'm running out of good luck.
Oh, 0 damage. So you glance, you rip apart its rope, so you do impact, but it doesn't seem to draw blood. All right, you're up, and the corridor is quite stuffed with Drackle and Hostan battling this other algae rot.
Yeah, since I can't really make it over there, I'm gonna beat my drum.
Okay, can you remind us all what your drum does?
So I need to roll 2d6. If I get a 6+, everyone except me tests agility against DR14 or falls prone.
Okay.
If I get an 11, D4 creatures hear my drumming, their spines break like twigs, and then I can't drum again for that day. And if I get a 12, I go deaf for the next 24 hours.
So D4 creatures, that could be anybody, I guess, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's roll
So does it have to be all creatures? Like if I were to like roll like a 4?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's very Mörk Borg.
That is true.
Here's the TPK.
Yeah. And what do you have to get to break everyone's spines? What is it?
I have to get an 11.
11. All right, I'm gonna be looking for this 11. Let's see.
Oh goodness.
Oh, you got an 8. So what's an 8?
So everyone has to roll, except for me, roll an agility and beat DR14, or they go prone.
Oh shit. Okay. All right, I will roll for the algae rot. Oh shit, I got a 20. This guy is on his feet.
Your 20 bumped mine, so you made me.
I saw that. I saw that. That was
So,
cool. I didn't
it's all your
realize the
fault.
dice like would actually interact.
Yeah.
That's cool. Physics.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And I gave you that that 20.
All right. I
you're
appreciate it. I appreciate it.
So I have an agility to do.
Yeah, you got to roll it. Everybody. Well, Katla's gone.
So outside of defense checks, I am clumsy and my DRs are actually 14. So
Oh no. Oh, you just roll a 20? 23?
Yep.
Oh shit!
All right. You like for some reason you hear this drum and you like jump. It's like when you're in an elevator and you jump before it falls to the ground so you don't
Yeah,
die.
there
It's
you
like
go.
one of those things.
yeah, 'cause that's real.
Okay, and Hostan, you're prone, right?
Yeah, I marked myself.
You are
for it.
prone. Okay, cool. All right, we're back at the top. So this thing lashes out at you, Drackle, just as you keep your footing expertly. So give me a defense check with a D4 attack. Okay, so it lashes into you, and you take 2 damage.
Awesome.
And that is all it does. Drackle, you're up.
All right, I'm gonna
Flail and bite?
flail and bite.
All right, give me
Flail and
a
bite.
flail.
Give me the old flail and bite.
Okay, so you drop this thing. So how do you want to do this thing in?
I just it just swings across and the head just goes right off the neck. Arterial spray, pss, 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 you know.
Okay. All right, so you guys are in the corridor. 2 of your party members have fallen. They're lying in a heap of blood and guts and bone, as well as these 2 algae rots. Katla. You gasp breath.
What?
You're in darkness. You feel around, and you feel soil, very cold, wet. There's a trickle of water. You feel worms on your fingertips. What do you want to do? Anything?
Like roll around. Just trying to figure out what's going on.
Like maybe feel around, maybe?
Yeah.
Okay. You feel around and you feel like what feels like rotting wood in front of you.
Can I like kill Bill it? Can I like punch it?
Yeah, you punch through and it shatters quite easily. And this very familiar light trickles in. Some of the mist falls down onto you that you recall as the mist from the swamp. You stand up, you find yourself surrounded by mist. You are standing on solid ground, though. And in the distance, you see that ghostly tower.
When I look down, do I see like where I came from?
Yeah, it looks like a grave. And when you look around, you see a single headstone, an unmarked headstone on the grave. You look around, there's no other graves in sight. This is a solitary grave.
There's no like little grave that says Putrescence anywhere.
No little graves with Putrescence.
Does the grave I came out of say Cap?
Does the grave what?
Does it have my name on it?
No, it doesn't. And then you hear a and you look down in the grave, and digging his way out of the muck as if you were laying on top of him is Pultroon. And he's shivering like a puppy left out into the rain.
Pultroon!
Lady. And he's like feeling himself. As if he remembers what happened to him.
He's feeling himself.
Yeah, he's tapping. He's touching his chest and his. He's looking at you in amazement. He's looking at you in amazement, milady. All right. So what are the rest of you guys doing as you're in this corridor?
So we got both Algirots dead. As they're lying dead, do we hear any more scuffling of, I guess, clawed feet or
As you
whatever?
guys are here catching your breath, this door slams closed and is locked. You hear a click.
We'll climb over these bodies and go down to this end of the hall. Is this door still open?
It is still open.
Okay.
So you head down there.
Wait. Are
No.
Pultron are their bodies still here?
Yeah. Are they?
Yeah, their bodies are still there like pulp.
I'm gonna at least take the flesh maps off of Pultron.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tuck them away.
Matching the
Okay.
map and the recipe.
And then I'm just gonna like.
Just forgot about them.
It's all right. And then take whatever coin she
Maybe.
has and go.
Maybe don't use that sling around us.
So because
Not in tight quarters,
Katla's somewhere else, what I'm going to do is kind of work my way around the virtual table, so to speak. So,
Yeah, okay.
Hostan, you dash down into the room. You see bodies piled in heaps in a small room at the end. And Drackle, you took the time to take the flesh map off of Pultroon. So, what would you like to do?
I guess I'll follow Hostan towards the door.
Okay. Yeah, you make it down there. Are you going to go in or just kind of stay on the threshold?
I'll stay out on the threshold, but try to peek in.
Okay, so you peek in and you see exactly what I said. You see it's a small room. You see the end of it, and it's just heaps of bodies. Some of them are draped with cloth. Others are not. Some are rotting. Some are not yet, but they all appear dead.
I'm gonna go through the threshold and up to the nearest one. Pull back the hood, or if it's got a cloak on it.
They're all
Just
kind of
look
just
at it.
draped in cloth blankets and things, like just shreds of like tarps and stuff. So they're not like actually robed. Yeah, and you pull one off and it's a bunch of dead bodies. Flies buzzing around them. Maggots crawling around in the flesh.
Do they look like they're in any kind of state of transformation? or
They do
anything
not.
like
They
that?
look, as far as you can tell, they all look human. They all look. Let me move this down here so people can see what's going on. Yeah, they don't look like they're changing into anything that you can see.
Okay.
All right, Katla. You're standing on this Isle of Mist. Pultroon is shivering by your side. You see this spectral tower that you remember from a different angle, however. It appears as if you're behind it. You're to the south of it. And it's a bit of a distance. You can see it. It's almost farther away than when you first approached it with the rest of the party. But you can definitely see it. What would you like to do?
After Pultrude and I hug, we're going to try to walk towards the town.
Okay. So you are walking toward the tower.
Side by side.
Side by side. So you have to cross water. So I'll just say you start heading that way. So Drackle, what is up? What are you doing?
I'm going to follow down to where and Hostan are.
Okay.
And I assume I just see the same thing. Just these like
Yeah,
gray
you see
bodies.
just bodies in various forms of decay. Some are missing legs, some are missing torsos, but yeah.
The algae rot was just kind of like hanging out with these bodies.
Yeah, you don't quite know, but it did come from this room. Yeah, it almost appears as if it's a storage room, let's say, where all these bodies are kept.
These bodies, are they reminiscent at all to me of the people that were like dying to become these things? Like, are they wrapped up in any way, or like?
They are covered with tarps and stuff. The one thing you did notice about the cult that you discovered in the flooded chapel was that they were more meticulously wrapped, almost like, you know, mummified. These seem to be like heaped in a corner, tarps just kind of, you know, draped over them, haphazardly.
Okay. Yeah.
Let's say,
I'm just gonna.
Yeah, let's say it's the cult seem to have somewhat more of a respect for the bodies. These seem as if they're used as, I don't know, ingredients maybe, test subjects maybe. There's less care.
Well, that's about what I would do. Just kind of rejoin these guys and
Okay.
see what the next step is.
All right. I guess what would you like to do as you guys are inspecting these bodies?
I guess I'm gonna go back down the hallway to check out this other door.
Okay, so you're gonna go back up to this door?
Yeah.
Gotcha. So yeah, this door, this is where there's a dead algae rot lying outside. That's the one that Drackle destroyed. And this door is closed now, though.
I'm gonna check the algae rot. Is there possibly a key?
Ooh. Roll me a presence check.
I'm gonna bless it.
Bless that baby.
Do I have a bless? I have a bless. Okay.
You have one bless. Nice, 3.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. Oh, just enough. You do find in its bloody corpse a key.
Ooh. Yeah, I'll call everyone over. And,
It's actually a ring of keys. There's a few keys on it. 3 keys. So yeah, you guys hear a shout, or well, however you want to beckon them. I don't know if you want to yell it or walk down, but anyway, calls you guys. And Hostan, what would you like to do? You're up next.
Make it over to where is.
Okay. So you see him standing there holding a key ring in his hand, and he looks pretty happy about it.
Would you like to do the honors to unlock the door?
Since we don't have Putrescence with us, yes. He's no longer.
After touching the body, Herb's just gonna wipe his hands off on whatever he can.
Okay.
But yeah, I'll go through the keys, try to figure out whichever one unlocks the door.
Okay, so you find it. There's only 3, so you're able to do it. All right. And you hear a click. And immediately after that, you hear sound of scuffling inside. You hear, it's almost as if tables are being dragged around. Things are clattering on the other side. And Drackle, you see movement. You hear movement behind you, I should say, because you're, I guess, looking down into the body room. Then his token immediately like, fuck, I'm out of here. And what you see moving is this felled algae rot. It starts stirring. It starts climbing to his feet. You're going to try to hit it? Okay, so before that happens, Katla, are you just continuing your way across the swamp?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's like our only like point of
Yeah.
reference, right?
Yep, exactly. That's your North Star, so to speak. Okay, so you're just walking across, trudging
We're
through the
skipping
swamp.
hand in hand.
Yeah, you basically have to get into water though. So it only goes up to your knees though. You feel roots and maybe arms, maybe bodies, maybe root, who knows? Brushing your leg, and Poltroon is he's holding your arm like a child. All right, let's go back to Drackle. Are you gonna swing at this guy as he's starting to? Okay. So he
Do I
starts
get a
to
bonus
climb
because
to his
he's like
feet.
just like not
Yeah, I'll
defending
give you
himself and just-
I'll give you a +2. Yeah, it's only a DR 10 to hit this guy as he's starting to climb to his feet. So why don't you? Actually, I'll put you guys in combat, just you two. For now.
You son of a fuck.
Okay, so you miss. Your flail just embeds itself into the stone, but you rip it back out.
I'm gonna try to bite him like I'll bite
Okay.
the back of his neck out or something.
So
normally is a
It's normally a 12, but I'm gonna give you a +2, so it's like a 10 to hit. Plus, what is your D6?
yeah, so 3, so
So
it's a 13.
13 or better. All right, you snap and it just rolls out of the way. Gets to its feet. All right, so you guys are we'll roll regular combat now. Okay, so you actually get to go first. All right, but before we do that, actually I'm going to add all of you guys to combat only because that'll make the turn order easier. Hostan, where are you?
I am in front of the door that I just unlocked.
Oh, the algae rot was right there. All right,
Yeah.
so I'm going to add you guys to combat just for initiative purposes. Oh, the
I
enemies
hear
begin.
that.
Yeah, you hear, exactly. You hear what could only be flail on stone. You hear a snap of jaws, and something must be going down the corridor. It sounds like Drackle is fighting. So let us... Okay, so Drackle, this algae rot gets to its feet. Wait, I gotta roll something. Let's see what this thing is. Okay, actually, it bites. Its mouth is like festering with something. You see bubbles popping in its saliva, and it bites out at you. So give me a defense. It's a D6 damage. So you need a defense roll. Oh!
No.
What?
have
You
a-
take 0? Oh, but your armor is reduced 1 tier. Double damage, but your armor takes it. So even though this thing bites into your armor and it's reduced 1 tier, you take no damage.
Now I have a question. I do have a shield.
Is it not calculating into? Yeah, it's your +1.
But it says I can break it to ignore 1 attack.
Okay, yeah, I'll let you have that.
So that
So
way my
this thing-
armor is not reduced
Yeah,
to tier.
exactly. I'll say
Yeah.
you bring the shield up the last second and it snaps this thing in half and it crumbles to the ground. So yeah, you have no
Gotcha.
more shield.
Cool.
All right, so up next is you again, Drackle.
All right. And I'm back to just a DR12 for my first attack, right?
Yeah, everything's back to normal.
Can I hit this dude once?
Oh man, are you gonna go for the bite?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, go for the bite.
No, I can't.
Oh,
I'm
man,
physically
miss and a
incapable of
miss.
striking this person.
Hostan, you hear a melee echoing down the corridor to your left. What'd you like to do?
I'm going to hold on to the keys and come around the corner. And yeah, I see that they're fighting, so I'm going to definitely join in and slam my flail into the side of his head.
Okay, give me an attack roll. D4 armor. But you miss, unfortunately. Do you want to move? Or are you going to hold your
I
ground?
already did. Yeah, that was my move.
Full move. Okay,
Yeah.
Hostan rushes by you and attacks what seems to be the Algirat that had already fallen.
Noticing that, looks over at the other one. Does that one make any movement at all?
You don't see any movement quite yet.
Okay. Then I'm gonna try to squeeze next to Hostan here and take a swing.
Okay, go for it. Give me a swing. D4 armor. Okay, again, your club misses. You guys are battle weary, apparently.
Yeah.
And Hostan, this thing turns around. It notices your attack and it lashes out at you with its jaws.
Okay.
So it's a D6.
D6.
Okay, you get out of the way. But it's holding its ground. Drackle, you doing your flail and bite? Okay, there you go. Dang, 4 damage. Okay. This thing drops to its knees. It's almost as if you bottled up all of your rage from all the misses before. Man, okay, it's still there. Do you want to bite at it? Okay. Wait, how'd you miss? Oh yeah, I forgot it's 15. All right, unfortunately, your jaws snap air. Hostan, what would you like to do? Is this Algirat's wavering on its feet yet again?
I get the flail again. Go.
Okay, you destroy this thing. However you want to do it.
I'm gonna try to hit it as hard as I can on the head, just to crumple the body into the ground.
Okay, it crumples to the ground. You guys are standing there, sweating, heaving.
Did this thing get back up? This thing gets back up again. The torch is, who had the other torch? Because Putrescence had one. I don't remember if...
I think, who took the torch in the hallway? Was it Drackle?
Might have been. I don't think we said who.
No?
I don't think we were specified.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just smash this thing's head though, and I just pulp.
Yeah,
pulp.
you can turn this thing to pulp. Yeah, so you sit there just bashing it, two-handed, just boom,
Okay.
boom.
And stomping and making sure the head is like unattached.
Sure.
So I am going to walk back this way, over that Algirat. The torch that we grabbed, I'll light it with the other one if it wasn't already lit, and then I'm going to come back and light the Algirat's corpse on fire.
Okay. All right. You don't have any oil, I don't think. So you're trying to, the cloak starts to smolder a little bit, but doesn't seem to be catching fire completely because you don't have anything to douse it with.
Right.
All right, Katla, you finally make it to the tower again, covered in mud still, as is Putrescence. What do you want to do?
I guess keep trudging towards the tower if we can.
Okay. You're there.
Oh, we're there.
Yeah.
And there's.
Would you like to
Same.
just enter and keep traveling to where you were, or do you want to do something else?
Yeah, I guess we'll enter and try to meet up with the party. Try and figure out what happened.
Okay, so as you guys are standing here, resting, trying to torch this thing, a familiar face walks around the corner here, accompanied by another familiar face. They're both covered in mud, drenched, but alive. Not how you remember them. And I think that's where we're going to end tonight's session, everybody. So we will see what happens next week. Host Dan may or may not be with us. We shall see. If not, we'll figure something else out. But thanks for joining us. Hope you had a good time. And are we raiding anybody? Or are we just ending?
Yeah, let me look at some potential raid spots.
So Saturday, Weekly Scroll, we got another interview. The creator of
We do.
Forbidden Psalm. That's right.
Oh, dope.
8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time.
Be a good time, and then we'll actually review the Forbidden Psalm miniatures game. It's a little bit different than what we normally do, but the game is technically compatible with, running the adventure for Mörk Borg. So new adventures, new, spells or anything that's in it is technically compatible. So yeah, so it's something, like I said, something just a little bit different, but should still be a good time. Clearly we are Mörk Borg fans here, and I actually have like 3 copies of this. So I don't know how, but I think we're actually going to give away one of the copies during the episode. So that should be
Awesome.
Should be a good time. Yeah. So.
Cool. And then next Wednesday is DK, and we'll be back the following Thursday for more Mörk Borg as well.
All right. Yeah, we'll cut the credits, and I'll just raid out into somebody whenever we wrap up.
Okay, guys. Thanks again, and catch us on our next stream on Saturday.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.